Welcome back. This week we're kicking off a week-long trip to Crete. Our first stop will be the island's capital, Heraklion. Come along and join us as we explore the history, culture, and gastronomy of the city.
Welcome to The Right Life. We're Catherine and Edward, a married couple based in London with a passion for travel and experiencing the world together. On our channel, we share our adventures from uncovering hidden gems to learning about new cultures and discovering amazing historical sites. Join us as we explore the world.
But first, we've got to get there.
Going to Crete.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to drink beer and just lie around in the sun like a beached whale.
After a short nap, I woke up to one of the most beautiful flights I'd ever been on. We even flew over Rome and I could see the Colosseum, but in my excitement, I forgot to film it.
Happy?
It's been a long day, 12 hours. Try and get some evening out of today so it's not a write-off, if you know what I mean. Hello adventurers, and welcome to another day in Crete. I should stop watching The Endless Adventure.
You should never stop watching Endless Adventure. It's endless.
Good morning, we're in sunny Crete, a little bit hungover, had a few cocktails last night, very good value for money. We kind of went down the front yesterday and we found a nice little, it's not a beach bar because there's no beach, but it's like a bar that overlooks the sea, very romantic, and had a few cocktails in there, had a nice bit of sea bass as well. Kind of walking around the front of it and there's like a main road that runs through it all, it's like, oh, this is a bit, you know, there's not much here to do, and I was a bit worried that I thought, oh, we've got to spend 3 days here and there's not much down the front. Not that we're not going to go exploring and things like that. Anyway, cut a long story short, on the way back to our hotel, we went one street over from where we where we're staying, and it just opened up into this massive kind of area which is full of like bars and restaurants and just like hundreds of people walking around and all that. So we went on a little bit of an impromptu pub crawl, bar crawl I should say, and yeah, I think it was good.
I don't feel remotely hungover. I'm just really happy that we're here and that it's nice out and sunny and that we're going to have this lovely breakfast. And we've got a load of things to do today. And Edward's very excited about all of them.
Got half a tree on me, but breakfast was nice.
We're about to go and check out the Archaeological Museum of Heraklion.
Great.
Up here, Heraklion, and it is meant to be one of the best museums in all of Greece, like right up there with the Acropolis Museum. So, come and join us.
Edward is here to show you exactly how big these are. And look, this guy, whoever made this, is a bit of a jokester. Burial vessels and items found in tombs still around the area of Knossos, but date from around 700 BC, so much, much newer than the Minoans.
That's the cup of a carpenter. Detail on some of this work is amazing. Bearing in mind it's sort of 2,500, 3,000 years old.
This museum is amazing.
We can tell that this is a warrior saying goodbye to his wife and child, and this is his grave, basically. And the reason...
So this is Maximus then, from Gladiator.
Possibly.
Murder to a fathered wife. Murdered to a fathered wife. Husband to a murdered wife. Husband to a father to a murdered child, and I have my vengeance in this life or the next.
It could be, but how do you think they know that this was an actor?
No, because he's wearing a toga.
It's more because the little boy is holding a box that would have held
a particular type of oil.
It's just got my shadow of my bulbous head on it.
That's okay. From the particular type of, they had this particular type of oil that was for athletes in boxes of that shape. So that is how we know what it is. It's amazing, isn't it? Archaeology.
Totally unusable, this is.
Then you enter a room and you don't know where to start. Oh my God, it's Leda and the Swan. So basically,
Is this where Zeus makes another conquest by pretending to be an animal?
the gods were not able to show themselves to humans, so they often came in other forms. Zeus was a consummate rapist.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And so this is him coming in the form of a swan to Leda. Pluto, I am a fan that you were always shown with your dog.
This is Augustus, stepson of Julius Caesar.
I'm a big fan of this octopus clay vessel.
This mosaic depicts the Minoans bull leaping game. There were 3 participants. One woman would restrain the bull by the horns. A male acrobat would leap over the bull, and the second woman would catch him. Also found during the Knossos excavations were what were thought to be snake goddesses. These figures date back to about 1600 BCE.
Get my finger through it this time and actually pick it up.
Good job.
Normally they give you a great big coffee cup with a tiny little handle on it and you're like...
It's nice. Meanwhile, I have the cold cappuccino.
Goes back to the Venetian period. When the Venetians run things, I suppose.
This is Lion Square.
It's Lion Square. It's 400 years old. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I was going to say that there's a lot of Roman and Italian influence on this island, isn't there? Because obviously it's just come from the museum, and there was Emperor Hadrian and Augustus and things like that. So there was quite a lot of Roman stuff in there. And then obviously that was one period, and then obviously they had 1,000 years off, and then they come back for a little bit more conquering, hence the Venetian period. But I think Venice was known for its trade, so it was probably more of a mutual trading kind of thing rather than a full-on conquer and control type scenario. But then I suppose they were running it, so maybe there was, who knows, I have to look a bit more into it.
Our next stop was the Castello al Mar, a Venetian fortress built in 1540.
Great, it's lovely. I need about 80 pegs because hanging the shirt on this is just for a from. It's like staying in a wind tunnel.
It's a little windy up here.
Oh, it's awesome, it's lovely. It's 90 degrees and then I'm just standing in the shade in a wind tunnel. It's just lovely. Everything's drying off, my armpit's dry.
Oh, I just got a bit wet.
Yeah, it's like a crazy amount of spray coming up off the, well, I don't know what the sea is. Is it Aegean?
It's the Aegean. It's the Aegean.
Yeah, but take a look at this.
Venice captured Crete after the Fourth Crusade in 1204 saw the fall of Constantinople. During this time, Crete was called the Kingdom of Candia. This fort was also the last Venetian holdout on Crete and was only lost after a 21-year siege by the Ottoman Empire.
That's a lot of pots. And they're all for wine.
Our last museum of the day was the Historical Museum of Crete, which, while nice, was a little disappointing after the Archaeological Museum and the fort. This museum is meant to pick up the timeline where the Archaeological Museum left off.
These are all copies of Zorba the Greek in various world languages.
This must be the guy who wrote his death.
Oh yeah. Here we have an Edward in his happy place, a room full of coins. Welcome to Weaver's Cottage. You gonna have a go? Always touching stuff, you. Has this been good?
Yeah, top meal, well done, good choice.
Come here.
Come here, very happy.
Yeah.
Very full of pork.
Are you gonna oink?
Red wine and cheese. It's going to be a potent combination at 4 o'clock in the morning for you.
After a fantastic dinner at Pescesi, we headed back to our hotel. Thank you so much for joining us on this trip to Crete. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment below. There are many more adventures to come.
It's like they've started and then they just not kind of finished it. They've done the head and then someone's just had a jace to put a cock and balls on it.
Oh, this is a foot table. And so that is the head of, what's that say? Attis, the god of vegetation. It's from Hania, 2nd century AD of the Roman period. Well, we did see something very similar to this in Rhodes last year, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. Still a bit weird though, isn't it?
We start moving on to this guy, who's called the Beardless Youth. I think he might actually be from the 90s, you know, the 1990s.
To the 7th century BC, and I don't know this is yet, but my goodness, you can have little soldiers walking next to horses.
Yeah, it's like he hasn't got his dimensions right, has it? Unless he's one of Gaudi's ancestors.
Or maybe people were really tiny, but you're missing one thing. The horses are
Yeah,
anatomically
knickknacks.
correct.
Yeah. Only you would spot that. Planes don't go overhead that often, like once every half an hour, but for some reason we've got the knack of doing it every time we're doing a piece to camera.